Coach, your reaction to Travis Kelce's idea, just throw the ball deep.
Well, look, it's an interesting idea if you can guarantee that they're going to be playing man-to-man every single down. They're not going to mix in some cover two, that you know exactly where he's going to be. So is he going to be on the right side, the left side? Is he going to be in the slot? And then you got to convince he'll probably be on the best wide receiver, assuming that he's their best corner. So now you got to go tell your best wide receiver,
just run a
hey,
9
we're
routes.
not going to throw you the ball here, but you go run a 9 route against this rookie because we want you to tire him out. That'll go over great in meeting rooms. There's nothing like telling your star, hey, go wear that guy out because he's playing both ways and we need to tire him out. So I think that'd be a tough sell in the locker room. But my feeling with the whole Travis Hunter thing is that he should start on defense, play defense, and then situationally play him on offense. 3rd down, red zone, 2-minute, then you can control his rest and you can control him in the most high impact situations.
So I want to go into both things. The first one is, even if a team though were to do what Travis Kelce is suggesting, tell me if you disagree with me. That still is, Travis Hunter would still be super valuable on defense just because of that. If you are essentially eliminating one of the players out in the pattern, and it's because more often than not he's just running a 9 route, that makes the other 10 guys' jobs on defense that much easier. So even if a team were to do that, that would still make Travis Hunter, at least in my eyes, valuable for the defense. But to the second point you made, Coach, I understand the argument that you and others have made about why the transition will be easier and why it makes more sense for him to be full-time defense, part-time offense. But how much of the math on that has to be adjusted by the fact that a number 1 wide receiver in like cap dollars and the way teams are built is twice as valuable as a shutdown corner these days? It's like $40 million to $20 million basically. So for the Jags, if he's only going to be full-time at 1, there's so much more value in him being full-time wide receiver than full-time corner. Like, how much should that play into it?
Well, it all depends on what you think he's going to be best at. The money itself doesn't matter. Like, let's use a dumber example, honestly, that will really paint a stark picture. Let's say that he was actually between wide receiver and running back, both on offense, and he could do both. He could do both. But he can make so much more money as a wide receiver. Just even as a wide receiver 2 or 3, you're making more money than a running back. And yet he's clearly a much better running back than wide receiver. So when we talk about value, you can't just look at it from a financial aspect of it, because that doesn't necessarily inherently mean 100% what they're contributing to their team necessarily. There were plenty of other players making more money than Saquon Barkley, Derrick Henry, etc., but doesn't necessarily mean that they inherently added more value to their team. There's plenty of wide receivers on the most complete random teams that did not do anything close to what Saquon or Derrick Henry did. So it's just like factoring in money at this aspect, I don't think that really helps you get to the answer that you're trying to figure out, honestly. If you said, listen, we could pick and choose, this guy is either going to be a top 5 player on defense or a top 5 player on offense, no matter what the position is, honestly, whether it's a linebacker, whether it's a wide receiver, whatever, outside of obviously maybe like a quarterback, it's just, well, then like you're going to go there, right? Then you're going to pick, especially then offense, like, all right, we can choose between this guy is going to be an elite defender or an elite player on offense, truly top 5. Not just this general, well, he'll be great on both sides or good on both sides. It's just like, all right, top 5, you're going to go offense because, then you are going to have a bigger impact. And then that is when comparing the money makes sense, because you could be like, okay, this is more valuable, not only financially, but obviously in terms of like how we believe you contribute to winning, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So it's like, I think I love how Mangini broke down what Kelce said in the way where it was just like, that's not the way how you're going to go about doing this from a coaching perspective. And it really beautifully highlights that just because you're an unbelievably amazing player doesn't mean you have any idea about coaching or culture or how to navigate that situation. There is a fundamental difference between players and coaches. And Mangini right off the bat was like, right, that's what you're going to tell your wide receiver one. Hey, we just want you to run around. And the other thing is I don't think defenses need to, or teams need to do that for Hunter. They don't, if he was truly out the gate, elite on offense and defense, and he was blowing up plays, getting interceptions, breaking up, big key moments in games defensively, and then also catching, he's looking like Tyreek Hill out there catching balls nonstop and feasting and putting up 150 yards and 2 touchdowns. Sure. But I don't think he's going to be able to be dominant on both sides of the ball, game after game after game, drive after drive after drive. I don't see it happening. So teams aren't going to have to go out of their way to be like, oh man, how do we figure this out? I do not think it's physically possible. I do not think it's sustainable. I really, really don't. And so I've always hated this conversation with Travis Hunter because we're having the wrong conversation about him, honestly. And it forces me then to be negative about a player that I actually believe will have a lot of success. But I fundamentally do not believe that he's going to be able to be full-time on both sides of the ball. And then my other conclusion, and this is where, I will concede to someone like a Mangini or anyone else who's got way more higher quality coaching experience than I ever have, that to me, in my mind, if we believe that he's really going to be the way how he's really going to be the best version of a football player, we'll just be very general, it's on defense, not offense, and you want him to be full-time defensively, but then you have some packages, third downs, red zones, etc. My logic is, well, then what's the point at that time? If he's so important on defense, first off, we want him to rest, even for one play. Don't take away any other extra reps from him in practice, whatever, and don't take away important key moments for your offense. Let your offense be your offense. Let your receiving core be the receiving core. Let them be who they need to be. Let them grow and evolve. If you were trying to think of like a one-off situation, if this was more kind of like college and that you were only going to have this group of guys together for like a year or something, then I could understand that. I could totally understand that, because then it's kind of like, hey man, let's just see what we got here. Let's just do it all. But if you're actually trying to build a sustainable winning team for years to come, for at least like 3-4 years, and be consistently competitive, well, then you're looking to build a long-term solution, both offensively and defensively. And so I don't see the long-term advantage then of doing that necessarily. Unless Travis Hunter was just so inevitable, so physically imposing, that it was kind of like, hey man, we got this guy, he really doesn't need to do much. He doesn't have to do a lot of practice. He's so big, he's so strong, he's so fast. He's going to be dominant on defense, and then we can absolutely just throw him in. We don't even have to give him the play. We can literally just be like, you need to stand here and just get open. That's how much of a freak this guy is. We can call a hike, and he'll just find a way to make a play happen. If that was the case, then I would say, all right, I guess so. But I don't see it that way. And I don't see that's how offenses are run, and I don't think he's that imposing. Just even from a physicality aspect. And again, to be fair, I think Travis Hunter is awesome. Like, I'm not knocking Travis Hunter by any stretch of the imagination. I'm just trying to think about this the most logically and most practical standpoint. I'm also looking to try to have this conversation in a slightly different way, beyond the way that I just truly believe, and I've already made that video like months ago, that he physically cannot be great and elite on both sides of the ball full time, year after year after year. I just do not believe that he will be able to share time on both sides of the ball and yet somehow be as great as the players who go 100% all in full time on their side of the ball. I just don't see how that's going to happen, and I just don't see how his body can handle it, and I do not care what you did in high school and college. The things that I was able to do in high school and college are just infinitely different than what I can do now, and it's not even close, man. It's not even close. So I just, this is grown men football. It just is. Go watch that quote. Listen to that quote from oh man, I can't even think of his name, from the Baltimore Ravens. You guys know him. He's a monster. From a million years, he's retired. Ray Lewis. Go listen to him talk about what grown man football is. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about Travis Hunter and Kelce's kind of take on it about like, hey, let's just try to tire him out and whatnot. And if he can actually play on both sides of the ball at a high level, and if he should, or if you like kind of the whole maybe like package situation, let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment. So whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all generally feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're all on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.